Well,
that's a ridiculous answer. Quebecers and Canadians were very clear with this government. They expect the Liberals to apply the same tax rules to web giants as they do to other businesses. Recently, the Liberals looked like they were starting to understand when they said they were going to raise the problem at the G7. The only problem with that is that our partners are already making web giants pay their fair share. Whoops. Besides the United States, only Canada doesn't seem to have the courage. How will the Minister of Finance explain this lack of courage to his G7 counterparts? The Honourable Minister of National Revenue.
Important d'avoir une économie qui fonctionne. C'est très important d'avoir un système des impôts qui fonctionne. C'est aussi important de faire des études pour assurer.
Order. Apparently there is a problem with interpretation. The members do not hear. Is it working? Order, please. Order, please. Can you hear the interpretation now? Yes, you can. The Honourable Minister of Finance.
Monsieur le Président.
Mr. Speaker, as I was saying, it's very important to make sure that our system works. That is our approach. We know there are changes in our economy, changes within the digital era, and that's why we are conducting studies to ensure that our system continues to work well. That's our approach.
Westminster Burnaby.
So our partners, the countries of the G7, are moving to force the web giants to pay their fair share of taxes. But this Liberal government stands resolutely against a fair tax system. Finance Minister just said they'll study the question. Canadians know what that means. For example, Liberals have been studying pharmacare for 20 years. It means they will do nothing. Why won't this government act in Canadians' best interest and force the web giants to pay their fair share of taxes?
The Honourable Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, as we consider the way our economy is changing with large international firms that have new business models, we're going to carefully figure out how we can assure that our tax revenues stay appropriately the way they are today, that those enterprises have to pay the appropriate level of tax. As we know, other G7 countries are working together with us and with the G20 to consider how we can do this together, because our international firms working together on an international basis is most appropriate. We've agreed at the G7 and G20 to work towards a 2020 deadline. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Thornhill.
Mr. Speaker, the Liberals assure us the 2016 pilot data project